I did not want to get out of bed this morning. I could still go back to bed. That's the option. But I'm gonna grab my headphones. I'm gonna go outside. Got 6.5 miles. We're doing a tempo workout today. I'm on my 3-minute rest before I do just over a mile of a cool down jog. It is a miracle that I was able to actually do that speed workout. I had to adjust for the heat, so I was supposed to do 4 miles at a 9-minute mile pace. I actually was able to do my original pace targets. I was sub 9 the whole time, which I don't know how I did that because it is so humid. I feel like I'm moving in a steam room and I have bubble guts. Maybe my fear of needing to use the restroom propelled me into new levels of speed. Despite the heat and my gurgling digestive system, it's still a beautiful morning. Okay, let's get this cool down done.
Questions about his wife and family is going on. Looked rather excited, but I expected that, of course.
Happy Friday Eve. It is just after 6, and I am sitting down in my favorite place, which is my bed, to finally eat dinner and catch up on my shows. My friends are texting me about the Valley right now, so that is probably what I'm going to put on to watch. I am still reading Hot Girl Murder Club. I have definitely less than 50 pages left, so I also want to try to make time tonight to read some of that too. Tomorrow is my strength training day, so I go to the gym, so I do have to wake up a little bit earlier. I have to wake up at 4. So I'm not trying to stay up too late. I'm having that moment where I want to do all my little activities, reclaim my time, and like do it all before bed. Tonight I'm eating what I meal prepped in last week's vlog, and I realized I was just meal prepping and I pretty much said nothing about what I was making. I meal prep for Joe and I every week since we have kind of clashing work schedules. Like right now he's at work and I am at home. So we're often eating dinner at weird times. And it just makes it easier to know that you have a meal ready to go that is tasty and has some nutrients in it. But this week I found a TikTok of like a shrimp fiesta rice bowl. So I used that as my inspo for this week. So I did a cup of white rice, some shrimp that I got from Costco, which I seasoned with taco seasoning, and then I made this mango salsa. The recipe I used did not have corn in it, but I added corn. And this meal slaps. It was the first time I made it. Part of what makes it so good is the sauce. I am a sauce girly, and I'm a firm believer that you can make good, healthy meals and still season your food. Nothing gets on my nerves more than when people do the whole healthy eating thing and think that means they only have to eat like rice and unseasoned chicken. Food is more than just fuel. It is family, it is culture, it is joy. And as a Taurus, I'm simply not going to live a life with bad tasting food. Showed a couple of the sauces I got that are my absolute favorite. That lemon garlic aioli is good. Actually, both of them. Both of those sauces are literally good on anything. 10 out of 10 worth getting, and those just kind of like zhuzh up the meal, in my opinion. I'm going to catch up on my shows and hopefully get a little reading done before I have to go to bed and wake up early.
I'm responsible of half the death.
You want to come up? TGIF. It's Friday. It is about to be 5 a.m. and I am waiting for the gym to open. I didn't go to the gym last week, so I'm excited to be back today, back in my routine, ready to do my strength training. However, it was so hard to get out of bed. I feel like I've been saying that for the past couple weeks, but my alarm went off right when I was in the middle of a dream. I was like trying to find my friend. I was solving a mystery. And now we're never going to know what happens because the alarm went off and I had to get up. But we're here. I miss the gym. I miss the regulars I see at the gym. So I'm excited to get back. And I'm even more excited that it's Friday. This week has really just been settling back into my routine and the swing of things. Since my mom left the previous week, we've already organized when she's going to come back. So I think she's going to come back in October when I run the marathon, but we're going to be doing a lot of exciting stuff then when she comes back in October. I got Joe and I tickets for the Insecure reunion tour, which is the Thursday before the Long Beach Marathon. And Insecure is one of my favorite shows of all time. I'm an Issa Rae stan. I have been following her since her YouTube days. Back in college, my friends and I literally crowd into one of our dorm rooms every Thursday or whatever day. A new Awkward Black Girl episode would drop on YouTube and would crowd around somebody's laptop and watch it. And when I moved here to LA back in 2013, I actually saw Issa Rae talk on a panel at the BET Experience, and she was talking about like web series or something like that. So I have literally been a day one Issa fan. I feel like anytime she does something, she puts out something, I am like first in line to show up. So I'm so excited and grateful that I was able to get Joe and I tickets. There's apparently a Mexico game that week too that Joe wants to go to. So it also feels exciting to settle into routine, but then know another date in the future, like close but still kind of far off, where I'm gonna get to take some time off and do some fun things. I'm someone who loves my routine, and gym day is seeing my regulars, doing my strength training, going to the burrito spot, getting Joe his burrito. I'm like, the guys at Lucky Boy are probably like, where is Christine? But I'm here. I'm back. I drank my pre-workout, so you can probably tell I'm feeling a little bit more energized. I'm going to try to just knock this workout out. It's already so hot. I honestly didn't need a sweatshirt. My car's telling me it's 75 degrees already, and it's 5 a.m. I like the heat, but, you know, maybe it could be fall now, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. I did not film too much in the gym because it's actually more crowded than usual today, especially in the area I was working out. It was a little bit hectic, but wow, I am feeling today's workout. I historically don't love strength training, especially for my previous training block. I had really just kind of gone through the motions. You know, I know strength training helps my progression as a runner. It helps prevent injury. It's good for your overall health, all the things. But I'm a runner. I love running, and all of my girlfriends are weightlifting girlies and they live for it. And I've slowly been kind of catching the bug. And this is the first training block where I have really done more than just like follow whatever the workout is, kind of half-assed. And today I showed up very intentionally. I really challenged myself, and wow, I'm feeling it. And I get why the girlies like the weightlifting. That was a hard workout. I was fully sweating, and now I'm in the car. I'm about to go get Joe's breakfast burrito, but I am really feeling the endorphins, the like post-lift high. So y'all weightlifting girlies are onto something. That's my goal for this training block, is to continue to take my strength training more seriously, be more intentional, actually challenge myself. One of my goals is I really want to be able to do an unassisted pull-up, which despite playing sports competitively, like growing up pretty much all my life until college, I have never, even at my most fit, been able to do an unassisted pull-up.
So that's also been something I've working on. I can't wait to get home and make some breakfast and have my coffee, my Nespresso. Yes. Still my whole personality. Anyway, let's get the show on the road.
And they need you for transportation.
Exactly.
So
Mommy,
Yeah.
Mommy, they're not finished.
Oh, I gotta hang her back up. Oh. I'm so excited to eat this. When my mom was here, she brought me one of my favorite breads from this really popular bakery in the town that I grew up. It's this like raspberry, blueberry lemonade bread. They used to only make it during the summer, but she told me I guess they make it for a longer period during the year because people love it that much. It is so delightful. I just made a grilled cheese with brie, prosciutto, and a little bit of fig jam. And I'm going to actually finish that documentary, A Toxic Love Story, on Netflix. I have about 30 minutes left. This documentary is out of control. This is about to be a whole moment. And to make it even better, I have like not even 20 pages left in this book. So the other part of my plan is to actually finish this tonight. It is definitely getting 5 stars unless things go left in the last 10 pages, which I don't anticipate, but it is about to be a lit Friday night.
Letting it be over. He starts sending messages that made it seem like he knew where I was. Keyword. He's telling me I'm gonna regret this.
10 out of 10.
I think because I knew.
Good morning, happy Saturday. I have 6.5 miles to do. I'm just taking Taco out before I get out on the road. I am actually excited to run today. My audiobook is getting really good, and that is my main motivator this morning. I am really feeling the workout from yesterday. I might have gone a little too hard on legs. So I'm glad I have at least today, I guess, before my long run to try to recover. We'll see how that goes, but it's already warm. This heat wave feels never ending, but again, it is summer in LA, so summer is kind of one long heat wave here. That said, it looks like totally clear sky, so anticipating a good sunrise and letting my pre-workout sink in, metabolize, feeling good, feeling great, and I'm gonna lace up and get out on the road. I have about 1.5 miles left, and my book is getting so good. It was the perfect read. I'm reading The Summer House Burner. Man, if you are looking for an audiobook to get you out of bed, this is the one. It is the perfect mix of like summer ambiance thrills, really messy family dynamics, and a good murder mystery. It's hot as hell already. Actually, not super hot, but still really humid. This book is more or less what's keeping me going.
Happy Summerween Saturdays. I am finally just sitting down to relax and have some lunch. It is just after 3, so lunch is really going to be course 1 of dinner. Since I have my long run tomorrow, I have 12 miles to do, so I'm trying to eat early to make sure my digestive system is good to go. At least for right now, I'm going to do a bit of reading and eat while I have my coffee before I get right back up, essentially, to make dinner. I am drinking an iced latte with my current Nespresso obsession. Right now, I am drinking a double shot with some caramel sauce and a bit of the blueberry creamer. So it tastes sort of like a caramel blueberry crumb cake situation. It is very good. She's just been hitting the spot. So I'm gonna do a little bit of reading while I eat, maybe catch up on some Married at First Sight. Because it is Summerween Saturdays today, I am going to be watching Backrooms. I'm so excited to rent it. I've heard this movie is really good. So I am so excited to see what all the hype is about. And yesterday, I finished Hot Girl Murder Club, and this book was so good. 5 stars. One of my easiest 5-star ratings this year. And if you have been previously following me for my book content, I feel like when I was first online, I was very generous with my 5 stars. I gave out a lot of 5 stars. And if I went back and looked at my reading history, a lot of those 5 stars then would not be 5 stars now. This, she is a 5-star and she is staying a 5-star. I love Ashley Winstead's books, and initially when I heard the plot of this one, I was really into it because it is set in LA. It does have sort of like a Hollywood vibe to it. Essentially, we have our main characters, Scout and Izzy, and Scout and Izzy have been childhood friends for years, trying to ascend the ranks of fame, and it does eventually happen for Scout. She becomes like a pop star, and Izzy ends up as her personal assistant. In all of this dynamic, Scout had a younger sister. I forget if she was older or younger. Pretty sure it was younger. Anyway, Scout's sister is more of like the innocent one in the group and ends up getting killed at a Hollywood party. And that is sort of the essential mystery. There's a whole other mystery layered in. So as you get into the book, there's 2 mysteries that essentially collide, and you're having multiple points of view. You're learning about Scout's point of view, Izzy's point of view as the personal assistant. You also have the detective who is investigating the case. And this story, I started it thinking, I love the author. I'm probably really going to enjoy the book, but it feels predictable in terms of where I think it's going to go. And then it goes in so many different lanes and spaces. And part of what I love about Ashley Winstead is her ability to give you such a good mystery and serve it to you through the exploration of really bigger themes in our society. Usually her books center women and have at least some focus on some type of misogyny or effects of the patriarchy, which I tend to find very interesting. This book had a big focus on revenge and what justice actually means. And it was so good. Chef's kiss. Now I'm currently reading My Murder. I took it out on Libby. It's on my Kindle. I haven't heard too much about this book, but I think the premise is really interesting. From what I've heard and from what the description says, it feels like a sort of typical like whodunit murder mystery, but the person who got murdered is brought back to life. So this is also a thriller mystery and also speculative fiction. So the murder victim is this woman. She's a wife and a mother, and apparently gets brought back to life by the government and is now trying to figure out who murdered her. I'm really not that far in. Like, Kindle's telling me I'm like 10% into the book, but so far I'm finding it so interesting. I'm just at a part where she's at a party and she's describing the like reconciliation process or recopy. I forget what they call it in the book, but essentially the process of them bringing her back to life and how the government explained it to her is like, you're you, but you're not you. Like, you died and we used your cells to make a copy of you. So, but you're going to have all your memories. So like, you're you with your memories, but you're not you because you died, you know? Anyway, it's kind of funny. It's like a dark humor, at least from what I've read so far. I like the main character, and it's just overall a really interesting concept, so I'm excited to get into it. I did also watch the last episode of From. It turns out it's not the last episode of the show. Thank God. It's just the last episode of the season, and season 5 will be the final season of From, and it ended on such a cliffhanger. Honestly, if I knew it was going to end on a cliffhanger like that, I might have just waited until the next season comes out. That's what I did with this season. When I was about to finish season 3, I watched right up until the season finale and then waited to watch the season finale when season 4 came out, which either way, I'm still kind of ending on a cliffhanger, but the season finale was brutal, and I'm dying to know what happens. I love From. I think it is such an underrated show. It is so good, and I'm sad I don't hear more people talk about it. Okay, that is the plan. I also want to try to do my nails, but I feel like I've done so much today. We'll see how I actually feel to try to do another thing. All that to say, I am ready to lock in to my Summerween Saturday and vibe out, relax. That's the plan. Long run Sunday. As excited as I actually am today to get out on this run, it was super hard waking up. I ended up watching Backrooms yesterday, more on that later. It caused me to have some really weird dreams. So I woke up broken out of a dream that was quite strange and way more similar to Backrooms than I ever wanted. But today I have 12 miles on the agenda, and my original plan was to run out to the Silver Lake Reservoir and do that loop and come back. But when I tracked the mileage, it was going to be just under 14, so it was much over what I wanted to do today because I only have to do 12. So I'm going to do my usual long run route around Echo Park Lake, but I realize it's actually right next to the Michael Jackson house from Thriller, so I thought it would be fun to shake it up, do my loop, and go by the house and see what that's like. I've never actually seen it, and I only found out it was there because when I double checked my route on the Maps app, it was marked. So today we're going on a little adventure. We made it up to the house. I've never been up here. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful street. Oh my gosh. The house from Thriller. This is so cool. Oh my God, I am so glad I went on this little adventure this morning, because in all the years I've lived here, I've lived in LA for over 13 years now, I've never been up on this little block, and it's literally so beautiful.
See? Oh my goodness. I think this little street is like a landmark street. It says over here. Let's see. You can see here. There's always signs like that when you're in like a historic area, but it says highest concentration of highest concentration of Victorian era residences. So this whole street is like Victorian houses, and it's so beautiful and quaint and quiet, and it's a little nugget that I never would have guessed was up here. You know how you have your usual routes where you live and you go by them daily, frequently, whatever, and then there's those little side streets that you know are there and you just never have any reason to go up them, so you don't. And then on the day that you do, it feels like you're in a whole new place, and that's what today feels like. That was a fun little adventure. Obviously, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. I remember being a kid and watching the Thriller music video, so it feels really cool that such a major pop culture landmark is in my backyard. Oh my gosh, that reminds me of that for my Nickelodeon kids. Remember that like Linda Ellerby, that like kids news show, and they did the segment about like whatever landmark was in your local backyard? That was cool. Oh, anyway, we hit that right at the midway point in the run, so I have just about 6 miles left, and I'm gonna cruise back through downtown. Also, my audiobook is getting so good. I'm hoping I can finish it this morning.
She would have got kicked out over the $10. So
Hey, hi, good morning. It is Monday and I am in between clients. It is a slow Monday for me. I only have 3 sessions today, and I just got back from dropping off Joe and Sloan at the T-Mobile around the corner in our neighborhood. And they are hopefully going to be ordering me my iPhone upgrade. Yesterday was such a fun and cozy day after I finished my long run. It was so cool. I really underestimated how cool it was to run past the house from Thriller. Like most folks, I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, and sitting in front of the TV and watching the reruns of the Thriller music video on like Disney Channel or MTV is such a core memory for me. It was really cool to see, because not only do I get to see this house from one of my favorite music artists, you know, one of their biggest videos that literally changed the course of music history, right? The whole street was beautiful. So I'm just running down this street with really beautiful Victorian homes, which was really cool. After I had my coffee and my breakfast, our plan was to run a couple errands, and we had tried to upgrade our phones yesterday. We actually went to 3 different T-Mobiles, and all of them were sold out of the iPhone 17 Pro, which to me, I was like, that's kind of insane, because the phone came out earlier in the year. Like, why don't you all have the phone? And for safety reasons at T-Mobile, they can't tell you if another location has the phone in stock. So you kind of just have to guess. And then after our 3rd try, I was like, whatever, we'll just order it. So Joe ordered it for me on the app, only for this morning for them to say they canceled my order. So Joe is there being a great husband, doing all the peopling so I don't have to figure out and see what's up, to see if he can just order the phones. Maybe we will get lucky and they got a shipment yesterday and they have the phones. I don't know. Maybe that's too positive thinking at this moment, but hopefully I'll have my upgrade coming, I don't know, at some point this week, in the future. I don't know. After that, we had gotten some snacks, because next weekend, well, actually, I guess it's Monday. So technically this weekend, we are going to go see the new Spider-Man movie. Now, those who have been following me for a while or know me in real life know that, with the exception of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, I actually don't like superhero movies. I have historically been a Marvel DC hater. I have just married somebody who's really into that. So I have gone to many an Avengers superhero movie over the course of years. And I've had a fun enough time. I just honestly, like, I don't know what's going on. And I felt like every movie I went to, there was some like inside joke I was missing. And so when we started the Spider-Man with, what is that man's name? Tom Holland, the one who's married to Zendaya. Honestly, Zendaya being in the movie was my buy-in to be like, okay, I'll watch these 3 other movies so I know what's happening when we go to see this new one this weekend. I brought a bit more curiosity and open-mindedness, which is something in my work is a therapist that I'm always talking to my clients about, which is meeting people with more curiosity. I decided to take my own advice for once, and I went into it with a bit more open mind. And guys, low key, I think I might be starting to be a Marvel girly. Like I might like it. Like I had a really fun time watching the Spider-Man movies. I was way more into it than I thought. It was cute, it was fun, it was exciting. I was shockingly so into it to the point where I was like, okay, now I get the appeal because you're seeing some of the characters from some of the other Marvel movies. Like I'm literally, it is finally like metabolizing in my brain. Oh, like the multiverse, the universe, like I'm seeing the appeal, like all of these characters and lore are crossing paths in the other movies. So I'm like, damn, I feel kind of dumb because before I was looking at everybody in these like first night premieres of the movie, like what is going on? What are y'all kikiing about? Like I feel on the outside of the joke, but now I get it. So as we were watching the movies, I was like, damn, maybe I kind of want to like dive in. Maybe this is a fun new hobby to just kind of go through the movies from the beginning. So I went online and I looked up the list of like, how do I watch the modern Marvel universe movies like in order to like really lock in and get it. So I think don't get too excited, but I think I'm actually going to try to start that process. I think the first one, I don't have my phone on me. I think the first one starts with Iron Man, and I actually did see Iron Man. I also have family who love superhero movies, so I feel like I've been seeing like nuggets of the movies over the years, and I've always enjoyed it enough to like sit through the movie itself. But now that I really like locked in, I met it with curiosity, and I'm like, okay, like I can see the appeal. I'm curious to see if I like it more, just going from the start and really getting the full storyline. Like I might be a Marvel girly now. Like I might. And I did watch Backrooms. I rented Backrooms on Saturday and I watched it, and we are just going to have to talk about that in next week's vlog because in typical fashion with a lot of A24 films, I feel like I need a minute to both digest and sit with and also kind of like Google what did I just watch. I did really enjoy Backrooms. I feel unsettled. Like I'm going to definitely talk about the movie more in the next vlog, but as of right now, while I did enjoy it, I feel deeply disturbed. I had like a whole, I don't want to call it a full-on nightmare because I didn't wake up like super scared, but I definitely did have like a unsettling Backrooms themed dream, which if you've watched Backrooms, you probably don't want to have a dream where you're anywhere in any space that is like Backrooms. So I'm going to marinate on that movie experience and reflect more on that in the next vlog. I can say right now, if I have to pick between Backrooms and Obsession, I loved Obsession way more. I'm only just a little bit annoyed that I paid to rent it and then it was on Peacock in my subscription for free like 3 days later. It's not Obsession's fault. That's my fault, I guess. I don't know. I really just came on today to wrap up the vlog and sign off here. Hopefully next week in the next vlog, you will be seeing me with a new phone. So let's pray for that. Let's pray for my phone upgrade. All that said, thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys next time.